This is the overview for the floor plan design project in your culminating engineering project assessment. So just to go through the basics of this, you're definitely going to want to start this on pencil and paper and do some research to look at what the normal size rooms, living rooms, kitchens, and floor size floor for a house is. My suggestion would be to do a one-story house, but if you really feel passionate about that, choose to do 2 stories. But there are some minimum requirements. Your project should have squares, rectangles, some type of triangle or semicircle to it. Rooms required is a minimum of 2 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, a kitchen, a garage, and a living space or living room. Suggestion for drawing this out would be a scale of 1 inch equals 5 feet on your graph paper. And again, remember to keep everything realistic and to do your research to see the size of things. If we can take a look over, I've started my floor plan and my windows and doors. The minimum requirement on this is not the windows and doors, it's just to have the openings for them, like you would see in most of my drawing here. But for the advanced, you would definitely create windows, doors, and you would put a roof on yours as well in an assembly file. So if we can take a look at this, we can see that although this appears tiny, this is a quite large home. So what you'd want to do is design your house. Just to go through mine, I have a living room and a dining room joined together with a little breakfast nook with windows there. I have my kitchen here. I have my main laundry storage. I have my bedroom here with a bathroom attached to it. Here I have the other bedrooms with, again, the bathroom in between. And we can see these open spaces here are my closets. As we look around, we can see that I have doorways all to proper dimensions. You could go to a Home Depot and buy doors that would go into these. My windows as well would all be standard windows that you could go to a Home Depot and buy those windows right off the shelf. You can see I have different designs for my windows and different openings depending on which room I'm in. Now what you can also see is I've started creating actual window parts and doors that are constrained in my assembly file. So this allows me to meet more of that advanced. Again, these doorways and windows would all fit standard. But if I go to my original part studio, and what I'm looking at here is I'm looking at my floor plan and how I created this. So I'm just going to take off a few of my views and look what I originally started with. I originally started with what the floor would be, and this is the basis off of it. I then looked at my drawings and I started drawing my walls. Again, I did this according to standard. I'm not going to give you measurements because I want you to look those up, so it's not randomly drawn, but I drew the exterior of my walls to meet what it would be to have drywall and studs in between. And you can see how I started framing out my doorways and my openings by creating drawings from the top and making my walls. As you can see, I progressed in a separate drawing. And again, it's difficult to do all this all at once, so I'm choosing to do it in separate drawings and parts. And ultimately, what we can see here is my last part. But if we look at these individual sketches from when I started this, you can see the amount of math and dimensioning that goes into this. This is my sketch for my original set of walls. So we can see my double lines, so I have something to extrude in my closed drawings. We can see my measurements, although these are in inches. When I had my drawings on paper, it was into feet. And I would build up and extrude as I went, and then I'd lay down another set of sketches to do things like cut out my doorways would be another set, or my windows would be a removal after I've already built that wall up.